This is The Greater Wealth. I'm Derek Whittaker at Edge Radio Australia in the studios here with me, Aaron Malloy.
Absolute pleasure to be here.
You know something I haven't done for a while?
And Travis Carter.
When we first started the show, we used to annoy Aaron as much as possible on his intros.
You did. Hence
And
why I
Derek
said
even got into it.
it's true. It's a great point. Hence why I didn't want to do the intro today. I thought, no, let's just calmly get into the show. But of course, the Shave Monkey is in the building.
Bring
Probably
it
the shortest
back.
intro we've ever done.
I think it's absolutely. Get it. Great to see you, Derek. Fantastic, mate.
Thank you. Good to be here as always.
Look, my apologies to everyone out there that Travis is here. Hopefully, in the next 30 minutes, he may say something intelligent. We'll give it a crack.
There's always those pearls of wisdoms, the diamond in the roughs that come out.
Every
of left
radio
field.
station needs a resident of Panama to be on the show.
That's
That's right.
That's right.
So here he is.
For tax purposes alone.
Can you smell that jealousy?
Oh, just a little bit. Just
Yeah.
a little bit.
He won't be here in 6 months.
No,
but-
this is true.
I'll be here in 6 months.
Oh, dear.
I've got commitments where I have to come back, unfortunately. But yes.
Great to have commitments. Well, of
So-
course, what is the Greater Wealth? Greater Wealth is about that great collision between,
A collision. I love
it is a collision between politics and you know, the rules of life, if you like, and of course the world of finance. But
I thought you were going to say collision of seriousness, which is Derek, and the inseriousness, the
hooligan, yeah, whatever you
idiot,
want to call it.
the ADHD,
Simpleton.
the collision of seriousness and ADHD.
And I was going to say your life purpose and very much your soul and what you're about. So that's the great collision here. And we're going to talk about something today that is quite, I mean, it's going to touch us all. It's about Christmas. And I'll stop talking. I'm going to throw to Derek on this one. Where do you want to go on today?
I really want to get practical today because
Yeah.
I know that the cost of living is affecting a lot of people.
Very
I
much
mean,
so.
I looked at the stats just recently, and like Perth, for instance, is one of the most expensive cities in Australia to live in when you compare what Perth people are earning
Oh,
and the
yeah.
rents they're paying and this sort of stuff. And I thought there's probably some people doing it tough. And I just wanted to highlight a few things. And before I get into some nitty gritty how-tos type stuff when it comes to Christmas,
Yep.
We need
because
disclaimer.
there's a pressure if you've got kids as well.
Of course
There's this expectation. It's their favorite time of the year kind
Yeah.
of thing. And as a parent, you want to meet those expectations, but also at the same time, not go out of control and basically find yourself paying it off 5 months later. So it's
trying to
important to
keep
find that
up.
balance.
Trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yep.
And I think for the people who are doing it a little bit better than everyone else, because there are people that are, you know, winning at the moment.
Mhm.
And I think it's important for them to take that into account, especially in public situations. Like if you're going to a kid's birthday party and then the parents say, hey, look, you know, try and keep the presents under $20, $30 or whatever they set the limit is.
Sure.
Don't rock up with a $200 present.
Yeah.
And whatever you do, don't say that's from Santa, because if someone turns around and goes, oh, Santa got this person a PS5 and I got like one of those water toy things, like, you know, well, the kid goes, what did I do wrong to get such a pus present compared to?
I think you raise a good point. Is
Yeah.
consulting the parents on what's appropriate
Yeah.
gift is really important. I mean, you did that for your daughter's birthday recently with us because your travel needs around the world.
Yeah.
And I thought that was great. And it actually narrows the fields rather than having to spend hours trying to figure it out. Actually, it's like, awesome. Yep, we can do that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so
Problem
glad he was
solved.
considerate for you because he didn't do that for me.
Yeah, but you're Aaron, like whatever. Like, we'll make it fit. So, but I think the most important thing we got to have is we need really, really important disclaimer for this show, especially in the lead up for Christmas.
Mhm.
Edge will not be playing Mariah Carey.
That's the most important part of this entire thing. And in fact, I think we should do a promo with the fact that there will be no Mariah Carey on the station.
I can just see like staticking away.
You don't have a vision of love? Oh, my goodness.
I do. And you know what? It's cost me a couple of houses.
I'm not like that one.
Oh,
Anyway,
dear.
getting back to Christmas, not divorces, Christmas. What I've been toying with an idea for a while is doing a side hustle show. I think today's show would be a good one for a few sneak peeks on how people can actually do something on the short term to actually.
Well, let's
help
get to
with
that.
Christmas.
Let's get to that because there's that period between Christmas and New Year's where people have a time to think, and I think that would be a great place to bring that up.
Cool.
But I want to, before we get into this, is we need to recognize something that's really, really important here is your values will drive your consumer habits.
So true.
Okay. And it's important to be aware of this. Like, why am I buying this or feel pressure to buy this?
Mhm.
Because your values, what you spend your money on
Yep.
and what you spend your time on are indicators what your values are. So it's important to pull back from that. And I mean, it's interesting for my wife and I, we've over the last few years going, particularly my wife's been saying to me, I just the whole consumerism around Christmas is doing my head in.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, okay, I can see where she's coming from. It's just this pressure to just buy and consume for the sake of consuming, and then have a gift for so and so and that. I think that's a real pressure for people, and I think it's like, take the pressure off yourself and do, kind of like a self-diagnosis or what.
It's a cleansing, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it's like, why do I feel this pressure?
Yeah.
What is it? And sometimes it could be like a family tradition that's been handed down. I think it's really important, particularly for newlyweds, is realize, hey, we're a new family here. We're going to set traditions that are appropriate for our family that weren't necessarily from her family or my family or his family.
Good
all these
opportunity.
things. So I think you're starting new traditions for
So
at that point.
another one. My oldest daughter is now 11.
Mhm.
She's starting to notice boys, and so here we go. But
So the first thing to buy is a chastity belt.
no, I was thinking a shotgun. But
Even
anyway,
better.
no. So, but what I was thinking is, I was thinking about this the other day because my cousin's kid, my cousin's kids just announced that they're having a girl. I'm like, oh yes, and my cousin's like, oh, I'm not really sure what I should do. She's not really listening to me, and I was thinking, it's like, well, she's not your immediate family anymore. You're now the extended family. So I think it's really important especially for the older generations, like Derek, because he's old, and Aaron, because you're old. So I'm not quite there. I'm nearly there. You guys, you are old. So the point is, when it comes to your kids' family, it is their family. It is no longer your family. You are the extended family in this situation. Like, they are your direct child.
Tell
but they've
an
now got their
Italian
own-
nonna that.
Yeah, I know.
Good luck
You
with
got
that
to
one.
remember, Australia, a lot of the Italians really built a
Yeah.
lot of Australia. That goes to the
Absolutely
Vietnamese, where they have the extended family.
Very
So
true.
my wife's Vietnamese. So
Yeah.
this is hilarious having this conversation with her. But especially for a lot of the Westerners, your kids are their own family, and you are not, especially when they don't live at home with you.
Mhm.
They're not your family anymore.
I think-
You are their extended
I think
family.
you raise a great point there, because
Mm.
there's certainly expectations from other sides of the family too on certain traditions that
Yep.
need to be carried out. I'll give you an example. My side of the family has this expectation that everybody gets a gift from everyone and exchanges the gifts, even to the other outside of our nuclear family, right?
Right.
That's come in. Whereas my wife's family, it's like they'll do a Secret Santa thing, and,
Yeah,
and
we
they,
do Secret Santa.
they pick a gift for someone, and then it's not everybody feels burdened. I have to buy a gift for everyone. Now, when you've got 4 kids like we do, that becomes a bit of a burden for some people,
Yeah,
grandfathers and
great
grandpas and all that, because we've got so many children.
We-
And so I think it's worked for my on the wife's side of the family, where it's like, you know what, it's fine. And I actually noticed this year in our gathering, we didn't even do Secret Santa, and it wasn't even an issue. Nobody
one
brought
noticed
it up,
probably.
and the kids didn't even bring it up, which was really interesting. I mentioned my wife, what is it, budget cuts this year? Something what's happened.
So I love that. What we do Secret Santa for only the kids under 18.
Right.
So
Right.
that's when the entire family gets together.
Yeah.
Mum's going on a holiday, so we did on the internal family side of things, we did it early, so the parents were included in that one. But yeah, generally it's the kids only, and you set a price limit on it because we're not filthy rich. All of us can't afford to travel around the world all the time and stuff like that. So a lot of them have really tough jobs. They've got kids they've got to pay for. And again, when you got like I've got 3 surviving kids, so it does definitely add up. So
Absolutely.
Mm.
And I think it's just having that discussion maybe with some of the relatives extended before the Christmas expectations
True.
come, going, hey, if somebody's going through some budget pressures this year, it's like, can we just modify this a little bit, and being open without, we have to do this because of tradition, as they say.
It's so right. I mean, for me, yeah, I think that the point of it's only for children. I don't think you should be buying gifts for adults. I really don't. No. In your little nuclear family, yeah, for sure. Okay, for each other, I can see something. But to me, Christmas from the commercial side of Christmas, okay, is about the children. I think the other side, if the spiritual sort of side, I think it's far more about family and the time together.
And I think what you can do is there's so many different traditions that you can do that are actually free. That you don't recognize. Like for one of the traditions we do, and it wasn't a budget thing, it's fun to do, is we have a cul-de-sac a few blocks away from where we are, where the entire street lights up their houses for Christmas.
Yeah.
So we love to take the kids like there on Christmas Eve or Christmas night and go and do that, right? And hey, they can explore the different things, and it's wonderful. And it depends on the age of your children.
Yeah.
Obviously, older kids, they probably don't appreciate it as much as the younger
Ah.
ones do.
As a 42-year-old, I still appreciate a good light show. They're awesome. That's one of the love things because I'm staying at Mum's place at the moment down Dawesville Way. So
Yeah.
we've got the canals down there.
Mm.
Oh, just jump on a boat, go for a cruise through the canals. It is amazing.
You can
Some of
literally
these
go on
houses,
these tours. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
they have
can
Christmas tours.
That's right.
So some of these houses, they'd spend, I wouldn't,
Months.
tens of thousands of dollars
Easy.
just buying the lights. Their power bills must be
Not
amazing.
to mention the time taken to
Yeah.
actually put it all
Now,
up.
just to interrupt all of this,
Mm.
go to our Edge Radio Australia Facebook page, everyone, and have a look at the incredible display that we've got up there of our Christmas lights
Have we got-
display. We
Oh,
have.
oh, yeah, did I?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So it's just still,
They're
an
really
attempt
edgy.
I was going to say an attempt was made, but not really.
No,
I was going to
so-
say orange and green.
That's right. Well, look,
You missed that opportunity.
no, I didn't.
Well, next door was orange and green.
Trust me. Yeah, but 100%. Look, last year we attempted the Christmas tree thing here, which was
Oh,
hilarious.
you're still cleaning
Still
that crap
cleaning up after it. Those needles, the live
Oh,
ones, they're
really?
Yeah.
everywhere, all through the storeroom there. It's been crazy.
There's,
so.
you know, it's interesting you say Christmas trees. I remember when my wife and I first got married. At first, I was a bit of a Scrooge the first year. I was like, let's not buy our Christmas tree
Mhm.
until the post-Christmas sales. Because we stuck with it for how many generations?
Oh,
yeah.
And let's not pay full price. That was the Scrooge and me that year.
Oh,
so we had a
dear.
tiny little tree our first year of marriage.
The-
And then we got the proper one, and we got a really nice one. I thought, yep, let's get a really nice one because
Oh.
it's on sale.
When I became a single man many years ago, first or second time, whatever, I got a Christmas tree, and then it was one of those ones only about 4 foot tall,
Yeah.
and it was all covered in decorations. Anyway, what I did is just covered it in glad wrap, and then stored it. Then next year, cut the glad wrap.
Yeah,
Done.
It
Tree's
was,
done.
it was fresh
have
for
to
the next
say-
year.
It's
The
right.
girls love decorating it, but
Yeah.
I moved out of home really early. And so don't get me wrong, I
Throw it out, throw it out,
love
yeah.
I love mum,
Yeah.
but just really struggle to live with her mum. Not until I was older. Anyway, so my first Christmas tree was an air freshener hanging off the oven.
Nice.
That was
is
my, that was my
That's
first
fancy.
Christmas tree. So
That-
Smelled
that-
nice, huh?
But let's talk about the
Well, it
things
smelled
that
of
don't
pine.
cost a lot of money or cost very little or cost nothing.
Well, one of you suggested just now. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
But getting the kids to decorate the tree.
that's
Yeah.
where I was going.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Like for me,
it's great 'cause
growing
I didn't
up,
have to do it. But
yeah. When I was growing up, it was such a big deal. I think, the old 1st of December-ish, we used to get the tree out 'cause, I don't believe in starting the preparations in September like the shops do. Come December, that's when we put the tree up. And it was a very, very big deal to do it. And, we talked to the Christmas fairy and tell the Christmas fairy what we wanted for Christmas, which
That's
is
why you never point because the Christmas fairy will fall over.
so,
Haven't you heard that one?
no.
Yeah, that's what we got told as kids.
Really?
Never ever point with your finger because you'll trip over the fairies.
There you go. There you go. Now, well, we used to have the Christmas fairy on the top as you on the tree.
It's actually called an angel, but that's okay.
Oh, we called it the Christmas fairy. All right. Anywho, but and what a great technique because I used it later in life because Mum would clearly, obviously, wait around the corner and write notes of what we wanted. Listening to us
Yeah.
talking to the Christmas fairy, which I use that technique later. So the kids doing the trees are very. It could be a tradition, but it costs nothing. Is my point. Right?
Yeah. Be aware when you go shopping that not everything is on sale or is a
Ah.
sale. I
Yep.
think that's really go in with your eyes open. Whereas
Buy your
it
presents
may,
early.
yeah, but also, we used to, I haven't done it this year because we were so busy, but we would offer do it online and
Right.
do it months ahead,
Yep.
when sales are on. If you can do that, it takes forward thinking, which this year has just been crazy. So we haven't been forward thinking this year, but that's something we've done in the past.
I start my Christmas shopping on the 24th, and I'm not even joking.
There you go.
I literally just go out the day before and go.
Yes, we know.
Many men do.
The-
Too early.
I always love Jimmy Carr's one on this one because Christmas isn't just for the kids; it's also for the dads. Because it's like, oh, what did we? Wow, that looks expensive. How much did I spend on that? Sort of thing.
Yes.
But no, just going. The other one I really enjoy doing is if you're invited to someone else's house for Christmas, stuff like that. Just give them a quiet call. Say, hey, what do you need for Christmas? Because
Yeah.
there's no like I hate doing the hey, this is an excellent present, and you're just thinking, what? Let's
just
say
wasted.
I don't race cars, okay? I'm not a car racer, and you get me a racing helmet. I'm going to think,
Well, you re-gift it to me. Job done.
Spot on. So, but like, talk to the people, find out what they need, because they could be really struggling in some things.
True.
You know,
But I
what?
actually-
At that point, a prepaid Visa card might be an absolute godsend.
Well, here's where I'm going to go on that. Like, why do we feel this compulsion to buy gifts? Honestly, like, again, it should be about the kids. Yeah, if you're going to do that and not spending, because my parents really screwed up on this.
Okay, so I'll take your present back.
If you could, yeah, sorry, there you go.
I didn't get him one.
Can I
by
get
the way.
store credit? No, but I love my parents very much, but they screwed up when it came to Christmas, right? They spoiled us. We had 3 kids. We got spoiled rotten. Like, I mean, I remember one year when we all got TVs for Christmas and all of this other stuff, because Mum felt that, okay, if I bought a TV for one, I've got to buy it for another one, right? It just became
All
this.
right, Shaq.
Yeah, maybe a little
Have
bit.
you
right?
seen what Shaquille O'Neal does?
No. Oh, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
he is
that's right.
whatevertheywant.com.
Yeah. But where I'm going is it set a very unrealistic goal.
Yeah.
And Mum and Dad just spent, well, Mum did. I'm sure Dad had nothing to do with it as far as the knowledge, but the crazy amounts of money. And I think it set a standard that was, not sustainable, right? And I think it also instills probably the wrong ethics and the wrong expectations in children.
There is sometimes, my mother wanted to buy me a gift, and for the last few years, I've said, just buy me silver, right? That's been my thing, silver, because I know it's going to increase in value, and I'd rather that than socks and jocks, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just buy me silver. Well, this year I said that to her, and I was kind of hesitant because silver's gone up in price recently. I'm going, all right, what if I contribute some of that to her gift buying if I want to do that, right?
Right.
And I have no issue with that she doesn't buy it outright, but I actually get something I want, as opposed to something that I've got to repackage or think, great, now what do I do with this? I think there's creative ways to do that.
So
And again, communication is really important.
Don't do what I did. I accidentally gave back a wine cooler thing, right? Okay. So it was given to me from my friend,
Mhm.
and then the next Christmas I gave it to her as a gift. Take some notes, okay?
Awkward.
I've got a couple of mates, and for the last probably 4 or 5 years, we've been sending the same $20 backwards and forwards. So, but yeah, no, I won't do that to Aaron. Anyway, so the other one,
Funny. Can I do you a quick story?
okay, you
Sure.
A bunch of mates used to. One of my clients was with this group of guys,
Yep.
and they would give themselves a really dorky Christmas gift, right? That was a tradition, 4 or 5 of them, right? And they had to be under $5.
Right.
we call
that
them
was-
past presents.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. One year, one of them gave them Bitcoin.
Oh!
When it was $5.
When it was but less than $5.
Yeah.
The problem is my client can't find where that Bitcoin's stored.
No.
so
Oh.
this is before anybody knew what Bitcoin was or what it was for.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So we
Are they still friends?
they did, and I believe they are. But interesting Christmas story there.
So one of the other things I noticed a lot happens, just going back to the mindset around Christmas, and that you have to buy presents for everyone, stuff like that.
Yep.
I find a lot of people, especially now that social media is so prevalent in a lot of people's lives, like they want to go out, they want to show, we're succeeding because we can buy everyone all these presents.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best things people can do, like over Christmas period, is just turn social media off for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Just walk away from it, focus on the family, stop focusing what's online for a bit, and just be yourselves, be with your family. And I think that's also a really important one. Actually being present during these Christmas events is actually more important than the actual presents that you give people.
Absolutely. Be selective about what you buy too, because I think some gifts are done on a whim, or I've left it to the last minute situation. I'm desperate. I need to get something. And I think sometimes you just realize, look, in a few days, it's going to be half price of what it is. But not just about saving money, but do I really need this? Or does this person really need this?
So-
I really want to declutter in our lives.
I want to share.
Because the more stuff you have, the more you've got to look after. And, I look at some of the stuff we've bought for the kids stuff. I'm going, they're not using it anymore.
Good Sammys.
Yeah, good Sammys, give it away, this sort of thing.
So I have to say, I'm really, really proud of Celeste. So she got my grandmother as her Secret Santa. So we've already done this one because Mum's going away on holidays. So what it was is Nana is now just started crocheting. And so she's got her tin, like the cookie tin for all her sewing gear. And so Celeste is running around. She's looking for the tin. I'm like, the cookies are such a shit Christmas present. And I'm like, why are you getting that, Celeste? And she goes, because Ma doesn't have a crocheting tin. So she didn't want the cookies. She just wanted the tin. So Ma could have her own crocheting. And I was like so proud because she put so much thought into what Ma. So for me, it's Nan. For her, it's Ma. How much thought she actually put into, okay, what does Ma actually need? And I just thought, you know what? bugger it, $7 for some cookies, and we'll top the rest up with some lotto tickets.
That's
So,
right. Yeah.
and she loved it. She thought it was awesome.
Let's just
So-
get back to basics here. Okay, let's stop being such consumers. And I can speak to this from a different perspective because, as we know, like 2 years ago, I kind of went back to ground zero as far as my belongings go. Although it was incredibly sad, and there's a lot of things I really wish I could still have in my life, it was also cathartic in a lot of ways. It has taught me that stop buying unnecessary crap. That these things.
So I'm looking at an old school telephone here, a
Yep.
hamburger telephone, Pac-Man memorabilia. And
So
a
occasionally
Back
I
to the
buy
Fu-
a bit of crap. Okay, but that hamburger is cool, right?
Okay,
Come
it
on.
is cool,
Hang on.
but
Yeah.
we're not going to use it. And then if we look up over here, we have model cars, a picture frame of an AI generated version of you. We've got green boxing gloves because they're green. So, sorry, what's this about crap we don't need?
Look, how cool is that? It's a phone.
Yeah, it's a McBurglar telephone.
There we go.
Did you want me to get Mark to turn this into an actual microphone
Yeah,
as well?
that'd be awesome. Yeah, why not? Why not?
Well,
Because we've got the other phone. We
Yeah,
might as
that one
well.
works.
We
What's
can
this
call each
connected
other.
to?
It's got a cord, mate. No, but where I was going on this is you realise, like, I realised what an unbelievable consumer I was, and that I was buying just to, well, basically keep myself happy. And it wasn't even about the item; it was actually the act of purchasing it. So yeah, you need to sort of take stock a little bit and not be buying things that are just throwaway. You know, we Jesus Christ. People talk about the environment, caring about the environment. Working with children and animals, or the same thing rolled into one. Let's just get back to the basics of things and stop buying unnecessary stuff.
Planning for meals. Maybe think about,
Yeah.
a lot. The food's become incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of that was inflated with the price of fuel going up. And of course, we've got to look at that and go, well, what meals could you buy that maybe last 2 or 3 meals, right? And there's often a
Spaghetti.
lot of Christmas leftovers.
Oh, yeah.
You
What you can do with
Spaghetti.
ham for the next week of your
Yeah.
life is
Oh.
amazing.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried a ham spaghetti?
No.
Oh, phenomenal. But you got to make sure you get the leg ham so you can cut it into like little cubes, the ham
There you
instead
go.
of the strips. But yeah, the other one is
Well, proper bolognese is supposed to be pork, so there you go.
well, there you go. There you go.
But I was
So
going to say
the
the
other one-
potluck dinners as well. Often
Okay.
there's a get together with the family after Christmas, but
Yeah.
everybody can just bring it together rather than going out and buying more.
Yeah.
Just bring what you've got, guys, and we just all share.
The other one, we're a little bit lucky in Perth because if you go up to Escarpment, you've got all the fruit farms.
Uh-huh.
And so a lot of the times they'll actually let you go out there and pick the fruit yourself
Yep.
and you get the fruit like stupid cheap. So
Right.
we always found cherries, mandarins, nectarines, and there's a few others up there, like especially the stone fruit. You can get insane amounts of food for like 10 cents in the dollar.
Okay.
So there's a great way if you do want to do like fruit platters and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff.
So where do you do
That's-
that?
Up to the Escarpment. Luan just goes, oh, hey, we're going fruit picking today. I'm like,
Okay.
oh, awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Another thing that helps us with the budgeting of Christmas is kind of like how much we're going to spend on each person, kind of keeping that in mind, defining it. So obviously my wife and I'll probably spend a bit more on the kids than we do on extended families and friends and all
Yeah,
that sort of
natural,
stuff.
yeah.
But you kind of think to yourself, all right, my kid really wants this, fine, we'll spend this much on the children. But having an allocated amount for those extra gifts you've got to get is probably a good way to do it, and sticking to it is important. So
I like that idea.
yeah, and that way you can actually allocate, right, I've got to buy 5 gifts, 10 gifts, whatever the case may be. I've allocated this per head. It's almost like catering for an event.
So true.
It's $32 a head. We can define it what it
Well,
is.
let's not have this wonderful, wonderful, amazing Christmas, and then come January in a month's time when the credit card bill comes in,
Yeah.
and you're having to pay for it. And I mean, and obviously financially you're having to pay for it, but it also causes you immense amount of stress and often hurts relationships, all that sort of thing. It starts your year off in a very poor way. So yeah, why spend that money in the first place?
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if let's say you do get someone a past present because you're on a very, very strict budget, you actually put a bit of thought into it.
Yep.
It is actually a half decent present, but it's not $100 present. How long are they actually going to remember that for?
It's not.
They're not.
The
Like,
other thing you can
and
do,
if they do hang on to it, is that a person you really want to be hanging around
No.
with? So
the other thing you do on the post-Christmas get-togethers is maybe wait till the gifts are on sale,
Mhm.
because you're not going to see them until after Christmas anyway. You can buy them at bargain prices.
That's right.
That's another tactic you might think. Go, well, when am I actually seeing them? 2 days, 3 days after? So those are sort of things to look out for. But there's only so much cost cutting you can do.
Yes.
And I think you've got to think long term. And often that period after Christmas where you've full in the belly and you're wishing you hadn't eaten so much turkey and that sort of stuff, you start thinking about, well, the New Year's resolutions start to kick in. You go, where do I want to go in life? And I think this is where you start thinking long term. If I'm not making ends meet in relation to what I'm currently doing, then if I keep doing it, well, I'm going to still get the same results.
You want that side hustle, huh?
Yeah.
Side hustle, or it might be changing some things that you're just not happy with in terms of your business or life or in job and whatever you might be doing.
Now,
and I think that's where you've got to start thinking, how can I increase my value to the marketplace long term?
Great point.
To actually step into life purpose and do what I want to do.
Yep. So great segue. So come infomercial. So Blue Sky Factory, bluskyfactory.com.au is Derek's classes. He has a lot of really, really cool courses thanks to his 20-week advanced options trading course. Is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm. Well done.
Luan and I have been able to retire, which is, well, semi-retire. We're about to come out of retirement again. There's some news dropping on Wednesday, but we'll get to that later.
So not for economic reasons.
No, that's for hopefully saving Australia. But
more
anyway,
life purpose reasons.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I highly recommend Derek's courses. But other thing is like, that's going to take time. That's a whole paradigm shift, like internal paradigm shift that you got to look at. In the short term, do not, what's the word I'm looking here? There's a lot of options out there which people just write off. Oh, that's below my dignity. Hey, I'm an Uber Eats delivery driver. Yes, I am. I've got no fear of saying it. I drive around for maybe about, I was looking at it the other day. I did 14 hours worth of deliveries and I got $530.
Okay.
So once you take the fuel out of it, it's about $480 for 13 hours work. And the cool thing about it is like, you know what? I'm bored. I got nothing to do for the next 3 hours. I can sit here and watch like brain dead TV for 3 hours or jump in a car listening to some like Edge Radio Australia on my phone or if I'm in the East Perth on the FM frequency. And you just drive around.
Podcast where you're learning.
Spot on. So, and you're getting paid to do that. And especially if you do start finding out other things like options trading, shares, crypto and all that sort of stuff, all of a sudden the money that you're doing as a side hustle then generates an income, which will go into these investments. And then those investments can actually start paying for other things on top of it. So there's so much you can actually do when you spare time because most people, you work 8 hours, you got 2 hours worth of commute either way. So you're working 10-hour days. And then what you're doing, you're sitting on your ass watching TV the whole time. So, take, even if it's an hour or 2 hours a day out of those things, put into something that's going to generate an income for you. It's actually really good.
We should be looking at self-improvement, right?
Yeah.
And this is one way of a really clear way of improving your life. And again, life purpose.
In the last couple of years, I've been really looking at semi-passive income strategies where it doesn't take a lot of personal exertion or effort for things to do.
On that, it's like just click.
Yeah. And they trickle in. And I'm big on that. And I'm exploring another one. I want to at least get to about 7. At some point. So but I'm actually looking at, I've kind of built those kind of structures into my business. I've kind of built that into other wealth strategies that I do. And I'm looking for another one right now. It's so cutting edge. I have to study it a bit more and how it's all going to operate and work and the tax implications on it. But once you get those systems in play, it's just making money while you sleep. It's really, really cool.
The other really good one I did when I was younger and a hell of a lot fitter than what I am now, I was a boundary umpire. So if let's say your kids are playing sports, go be an umpire. A lot of those
did that for free.
A lot of them in some leagues, you actually get paid to umpire and do games. Like it's not a lot. It's like $10 a game or something like that. But when you start, let's say you do 3 games a week, that's $30. If you're looking at contract basis on the stock market, so to pay for like a covered call, that's a $3 share. Right. So you're saying look at companies like Telstra. You can now do a covered call in Telstra. So you do that for 2 weeks. All of a sudden, you start looking at Neo as a company, which is about $6 a share. You do that for a month. So you're looking at about $12 a share. So American Airlines is $11 a share. So there, all of a sudden, you've got a covered call on a very reputable company.
Obviously, this is just a conversation. It's not financial advice. But there you go.
I gave the Mariah Carey disclaimer. But there's so many things you can do. And you've just got to allow it to snowball. Like it's not going to give you immediate funds.
I think what you're highlighting there too is in the last few years, I've been really looking at spending more on assets rather than consumables.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
what's going to make me money. So you could hear that in my thing of, just buy me silver rather than socks and
Mm.
jocks, right? Because it'll make me money later on, right?
I do need some fresh jocks, though. So, the numbers are
There
getting
are
down.
necessities.
So
yes.
you can be a naturalist and just go commando.
I could. I might be right now. You never know.
I thought I could smell something.
Oh, and on that horrible line, I'm going to throw to Derek for a closing thought. And,
I think it's pulling back from the keeping up with the Joneses, the pressures of traditional expectations that you've had being brought up, and family and friends, and going, what do I really want to do for Christmas? How do I want to celebrate it? And sometimes simplicity is a really good idea, and just scaling it back. And you'll be amazed how simplicity can really lead to other opportunities where you just go, I'm focused more on my kids, the ones I love. And I think that's really, really important going into the season. But the simplicity of it is we're remembering the greatest gift ever born, Jesus, and looking at that real story of what that was and how incredibly impacting that was on life and history.
and let's think about that at Christmas time rather than someone who was made up by Coca-Cola.
All the add-ons.
Yeah.
So I think just
Say
getting
that
back to the
carefully.
simplicity of it all and not feeling the pressure and going, you know what? Society expects me to do this. Well, guess what? I don't necessarily have to do what society expects me to do.
All right.
Be present during Christmas.
Mhm.
Don't focus on the presents.
Oh, I like that. Okay. We are out of here. Have a wonderful Christmas, but we will see you before that. But just for those who are maybe watching this on the replay, have a wonderful Christmas, and we'll see you very soon. If you want to catch the replay of this show will be on edgeradioaustralia.com. I'm looking over the wall there at 5 p.m. on Sunday, so that is always good. But, of course, you can watch it anytime on our YouTube channel and enjoy. Thank you very much for being part of The Greater Wealth.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
It's Edge Radio Australia.